Hello and welcome to another Let's Play beta in Minecraft. This episode's going to be a little different because it seems I did not record my microphone audio when I was making the video. So, as replacement for that, I am post-recording the audio, like so. So things seem a little weird. That's why. The first thing I decided to do in this episode, well, actually, I probably just continued doing, would be a better way of saying, is continue my farm. Yeah. Might take a little getting used to trying to post-record video, because usually I'm playing while recording, talking, but this time I'm not. Well, one of the things I was talking about, but didn't notice the audio was going, was I made a few more Let's Play videos in other games. I got to finish up Thinking with Time Machines. Though, sad thing about that was the last episode was only 15, not even 20 minutes long. I did not expect that game to end that so shortly. But that's what you tend to get with mods like that. So that series is done for now. I might try to find some kind of similar game to replace it. I did think of something, but I completely forgot now. By the way, this is being recorded the next day. And I think here, trying to remember what I was thinking of. I seem to be running around like crazy at the moment. I think I finished up the lower walls just so I don't have to worry about those. Or at least most of them, except for the ferry back. That way, I can kind of continue to work around the farm without having monsters bother me as much. Anyways, what was the game? Oh yeah, I remember now. I was actually gonna try to start playing some Octodad. I figure if anything, I'll play the original Octodad for my beta Let's Plays. So, might have some fun with that one. Octodad looks like a pretty interesting game. And I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun just watching me trying to figure out how to play it, too. That's the interesting thing about games like that and Surgeon Simulator. Part of the fun is watching the player trying to figure out part of the fun is trying to figure out how to play it, because it's not your typical game. It's like nothing has had controls like them before. So yeah. think I'm getting closer to the point where I decide to actually start working on the farm part. Because honestly, it should have been one of the first things I did, getting the actual farm, the actual crops grown. It's like actually overall, that should have been one of the first things I did. Because I've constantly had issues with running out of food. And here, I'm raising it up one to be level with the rest of it. I was thinking of lowering it, but if anything, that might make it easier for monsters to get in. This way, it'll be a little tougher. Or at least tough enough. Get rid of those roses, because they would have been in the way of it all. But put that one in the wrong spot. Yep. Anyways, I also played another game for my Let's Plays. Broforce. I actually just got that game for my birthday, which was a few days ago, for my brother. And being that it's in like beta, I figured might as well. I figured it wouldn't hurt, like, trying it out. So like at this point, I don't really mind so much. I mean, if I do play it later on, and if I make Let's Play videos of it later on, it might be when the game's a little more complete. If anything, at the moment for the beta phase of my channel, I'm trying to look for games that are kind of like really small, like that Half-Life Lost Coast, which I knew wasn't going to take long at all. I was only going to have one video of that. And then also looking for like little mods and stuff, like Thinking with Time Machines. I knew that one wouldn't have been long, but yeah. I didn't realize how short it would be, to be honest. I thought it was going to be a little bit longer than what it was. It was only 8 test chambers. That was kind of short. A lot of time there, about 19 in the normal Portal games. So it was quite short. I'm kind of glad I did that one in the beta phase. Would have been a little bit more mad if it was part of or I don't know. Yeah. I just feel better I got it in the beta phase instead. Believe I'm making fences here. Can't remember. Yeah. And games I do think that work well as Let's Plays are like games you can do just about anything in. I sort of would hate to just play through like a normal game, like level to level, because it's going to be about the same as just about anyone else's Let's Play of the same game. I mean, probably some slight differences, but especially with something like Broforce, yeah. And even like Half-Life. No, if anything, there's a little more freedom in Half-Life, so might work a little bit better. But most of the time, you gotta go through it just about the same way. I mean, if anything, Skyrim might be a really good one, since you got like a completely you can choose to go wherever you want in that, in whatever order. Yeah, something like RPGs like that might be a little bit better. I might even do like a Mass Effect in the future, which I finally got working on my computer. I had so many issues trying to get that game working. Just wouldn't start, even after reinstalling it. It seems to have issues with newer machines or something. Maybe a Windows 7 update did it. Because I know I was able to run it before. I can't remember if it was like XP or something I was running it on. It's been a while since I played Mass Effect, the original Mass Effect. I never beat it. I think I got distracted by some other game. I would like to get back to the Mass Effect series, though. I've heard really good things about it. It looks very good, especially the second game. But before I get to the later games, I would like to get through the first. I like the fact that you can take your save and put it into the next game. So choices you made in the original carries on to 2 and 3, and so on. I just thought that was a really nice aspect of the series. Kinda wish more games did something like that. Also would like to get back to Dragon Age as well. At least just play the first Dragon Age. Maybe the second one, but it would just be to get like more of what happens in the universe, in the Dragon Age universe. Because I heard really bad things about 2. A lot of repeating dungeons and stuff. Not really many places to go. And I was actually kind of excited before the release of it too. I'm like, this kind of looks awesome. At least by like the trailer. The trailer got me excited for it. And then I heard it was horrible, and I was like, well, not horrible, but like, I heard bad things about it. Oh well, not much you can do about it. So, yeah. I believe I am about to start. Well, right here I'm putting a chest so I have a place to put things. And I'm making it floating because Minecraft physics. It'll be exactly where I want it, though, which will be a plus. I don't have to worry about placing it later on. take that out, and then realize I didn't put the rest of the structure over there. Place those. And I finished this. I take that out. Put that sideways. Because it looks a little bit better that way. And I ran out of wood to try to finish that. I think I'm down to 2 pieces. Slight issue I have with using Windows Media or Movie Maker is, at least for the narrating, is the video is small. I wish I can like make it bigger while I'm narrating. It's like this is just tiny and there's no button to enlarge it. Otherwise I would. Yeah, here I'm fencing off the area. I'm gonna put some crops. Potatoes and wheat. If anything, they're the more important crops. At least to me. Potatoes, I like using them. They give you pretty good amount of food bars. And then wheat. Wheat has several purposes. One of which is breeding cows, which is the only animal I was kind of planning on having in this video or series. Yeah, at least in the beta phase. And then I decided to move this closer so I don't have to keep on running outside. Because, yeah, that kind of gets ridiculous after a while. It's like everything I'm doing is in here, so why don't we just put it in like a focal point? Save us lots of time. Make myself some fences and gates. Which I made, I think, about 4 to begin with. I eventually made a 5th one for the entrance. That's one nice thing I'm going to like about the next update, though. The fences and fence gates will be different, can be different types of wood. You can make it dark wood and birch and whatnot, along with the doors. And actually the doors will have different designs depending on what type of wood you use. That will be amazing. It'll add a little bit more depth. I honestly can't wait for that. Speaking of which, the next update is going to be released pretty soon for Minecraft. Like the actual update. They gave a date for it, September the 2nd. And actually, they just released the pre-release for it too. Which they usually do that to get modders and texture pack makers ready before the actual release. Before everyone gets their hands on it. I think also to catch a little bit more bugs before it actually comes out too. Though I think in the past it was always like a week before the actual release. It's like this time it seems to be like over. It's like a week and a half away. So yeah. It's also the longest we've gone without an update too. I believe they put 300 days it's been since the last update, which to be fair, they are adding a lot. They did a lot of updating. I mean, they didn't like add as much items as like the previous update, but they did a lot of performance enhancing and tweaking and completely replacing most of the code to a whole new system. In short, they made the game run faster, smoother, and worlds will load so much quicker than they currently do. Honestly, that's probably one of the biggest things I'm excited for. That performance boost. If anything, I might be able to record Let's Play videos a little bit smoother. I'm not sure if it's noticeable, but they're not really running the smoothest. On average, when I record, I get about 20 frames per second. I probably get about like 40 when I'm not recording. If anything, that'll probably go higher with this next update. So looking forward to that. Speaking of performance, I have been thinking about something. I was planning on, I've been saving money, and I was planning on getting Destiny when it releases, but I might have changed my mind on that. As much as I want to play Destiny, because, man, that's an amazing game. I got into the beta of that and loved the hell out of it. Honestly, probably gonna be one of the best games of the year. If not the best game of the year. I totally can't wait for it. But, anyways, instead of getting that, I was actually thinking of maybe getting a better video card. Because, if anything, that'll improve performance while recording in something like Minecraft. I'll also be able to record in 1080p instead of 720. For those that like to watch everything in 1080. And then the other thing, I'll be able to probably play most of my games with full, with the graphics all the way up while recording too, with little issue. Because currently there's a lot of games I have to bring down some, I have to make tweaks to get them to run better while recording, which is a slight pain. If I get that, then all I have to do is, well, yeah, I won't have to do much to them. If anything, bring up, for the games that I currently do have issues running, I can bring up the quality. Make them look amazing. Like, for instance, the Batman Arkham series. It's like, they do look pretty good. They certainly look better than the console versions currently on my computer, but there's a whole nother level of graphics to them that I haven't been able to touch. Well, at least. Like, I gotta run them and it completely slows down. It looks amazing though, but it goes so slow whenever I try to use them. There are like all kinds of high special effects like smoke and stuff, and like leaves and papers on the ground, and they move as characters walk through it. It looks amazing. And yeah, that's one thing that console gaming hasn't been able to do with its hardware back when those released. I mean, Origins probably had very similar graphics too. That's I kind of do want to get Batman Arkham Origins. I heard really good things. Well, not really good things, but I heard it's got a good story, which I'm up for good stories. That's actually one thing I love about games. Some of them have really good stories and the ability to interact with them. I also sometimes like the challenge of games too. It's quite often I play some games on hard, like right out the gate. Especially something like what was something I did nothing but hard? I can't think of one. I know there was something where I just went in I just started playing it on hard and that's it. What was that game? I'll think of it later, I hope. But I do like a challenge sometimes, too. But it's not absolutely necessary. And then sometimes the challenge will get in the way of enjoying the game too, and story. Then at that point, I usually just bring the difficulty back down. Well, actually, now I think about it, Minecraft is... Ooh, this is where I got attacked by that spider. Yeah. Like, crap. Because I, just turn around to, jump over, and the spider attacked me. Earlier, I looked down and saw him there. I knew it was there, but it wasn't coming up. I'm like, why isn't it coming up? It can climb. Must have been waiting for the perfect moment or something. Anyways, and actually this current series, Minecraft Let's Play series I'm doing, is played on hard. So, I guess that'll show you a little bit of how much I like a challenge. Actually, if you're really into Minecraft, you might have noticed that already. But I also do love a good story in games too. There's some games I do play just for the story, like Asura's Wrath. I mean, the biggest part of that game is the story. I mean, the gameplay itself isn't too bad. It's definitely not the best. And then I also love how that guy's structured. It's pretty much structured just like an anime. It's divided into several episodes. The original part of the game is 18 episodes total. And then there's also like a special ending to it too, which you don't really get until you do something special, which is either get S rank on, like, it says S rank on 5 episodes. I've looked on like forums and it might mean S rank on 5 episodes per part, which means like 15 S ranks. Or you play like 50 chapters, which is like 2.5 playthroughs of the game. So, yeah, there's that. And the worst thing about it is the DLC that came out for it that continues the story for one last part takes place right after the true ending that you unlock, which I'm still waiting to get it. Yeah, here I'm working on have planks over the water so I don't fall into the water or anything, which is nice. Don't have to worry about the water much. I also wanted them so I could put a torch on top to make it, to help the plants grow, since light does help it. Light is very helpful with farming, even if it's artificial light, like torches. A little tip. Though I don't think I actually get around to putting the light up until later. Because I use half labs at first because you can walk on top of them, but you can't really place anything on top of it. But yeah, Asura's Wrath, amazing game. If you get it for the story. It's basically about 8 Guardian Generals. You're Asura, one of the 8. The other 7 generals pretty much betray you and try to do things in a different way to protect the planet from the Gilma, which is basically an evil that is growing within the planet. And rather than like just fending it off every thousands of years, they want to just completely get rid of it once and for all. And they're doing it in a cruel way by pretty much collecting energy from the populace, essentially killing them. Most of the population on the planet. Also, Sura's really angry most of the game. And the main reason is because they made his daughter cry. And you're pretty much just trying to save her throughout the whole thing. Really good story, though. What else do I want to talk about now? Oh yeah. Future Let's Plays. I have like a few ideas of games I want to play for it. Of course, I'd be doing Minecraft. Because it's a game you can do what you want, and everyone plays Minecraft differently. And it's usually pretty neat to see how people play it. I know I've seen like quite a few Let's Plays, and I've highly enjoyed most of them. Other games, of course, will be games kind of like StarCraft, or Minecraft, like Starbound, for instance. That's one game I'll probably definitely start up at some point. I may even do a little bit of that game in the beta. If anything, it might go a little more fast-paced than Minecraft. Also, I haven't really played it in a while. I was just waiting until like more updates came out, which there's been several. I might try playing as a Nova Kid. I think they added them. I'm not sure. If not, oh well. Probably play as human or something. Really fun game, though. Definitely worth a try. And I definitely know they've they've added a questing system. That was one thing that was lacking when I was playing it before. You just had like the beginning quests and that was it. There's nothing but like exploring to do after that. And trying to find civilizations. Which I did once. Maybe twice. Other games? Probably play something like Surgeon Simulator, Goat Simulator, and Octodad. It's like stuff like that would probably be fun just to see me trying to figure out how to play it. So, cause yeah, that's part of that game. Because the controls and stuff like those aren't really normal. Except for maybe like Goat Simulator. That might be the closest to a normal game there is. But Surgeon Simulator and Octodad, oh boy. And then I think I see that Octodad has multiplayer, where each player controls a different set of limbs. That would be interesting. Goat Simulator I know has split screen co-op. Other games. I would probably definitely try to do game dev. What was it? Game Dev Tycoon. Yes, that would probably be a really good one to try. Cause, well, first of all, you can pretty much do that however you want. Like, make games and stuff. See me try to make good games and fail. And then another thing that would be nice is I might even talk about like some of the different gaming generations and genres and whatnot, like as I get to them. Or even like what I think the game's gonna be like that I'm making in it. Even though you don't really see that part. But it would be nice. I think that would definitely be a good series. And then another one is, of course, that Portal series I was planning on doing. Where I just do a bunch of custom test chambers off of the Steam Workshop. That'll definitely be a lot of episodes. And I'll probably like name the episodes after each thing. After whatever the chambers are called. Especially if there's like a set of chambers. That'll probably be like a single episode for the set of chambers. And then if I do like a multi, like just a bunch of random chambers, it's like that might be like a variety episode. Too bad I can't get my reactions from these two interesting ones I found though. I believe they're from the same person. I think I probably mentioned it before. Oh, okay, that's awesome. I just found out how to get my video bigger so I can see it. Wow, that's nice. Okay. Sorry, I just got amazed by something. It's like, I just found out I'm able to, like, drag this little bar in Movie Maker. Because before, I just had like a little tiny window of the video while I'm talking, and then to the right was like nothing but like the like what the editing parts. I just found I could move this little bar, and as I do, the video gets bigger and the area with all the editing stuff gets smaller. That'll make it better figuring out what the heck I'm doing. Which, by the way, it looks like I'm making a roof. Oh, speaking of the barn, I definitely like using different types of wood for different parts of it. Like the wall, you'll see I have oak wood planks. The floor, on the second floor, I have birch, because that'll kind of break it up a little, and it kind of looks like it's been walked on and stuff a little bit more worn. And then I'm using dark wood for the ceiling, for the roof. Yeah. The roof can be dangerous, especially at night. I shouldn't have tried to do this at night like I am. That was one of the worst ideas. Still got it done, though. I think at one point I get fed up with the monsters and I just run back over to my little hut and sleep. Can't remember this part, this night or the next night. But yeah. That's another thing I like about Minecraft, like figuring out designs and stuff. And there are so many different ways you can like build things, especially now. Where they come out with like new blocks and stuff and new ways to use the blocks. Like for instance the logs. Before you couldn't put them like sideways. Like it was just nothing but up and down before. And you had yeah. It would always look weird whenever you placed it. Whenever you tried to place them side by side. One of my earlier worlds, you'll be able to see that. Which I would like to do tours of some of my earlier worlds that I made. I think that would be a nice little thing to do. That way you can see what type of stuff I've made in the past. And if you see my very first world, or at least my first serious world, which is, I believe, is actually my second world I made, like played. Because the first world, that first world, that was an interesting experience. Okay, I think this is that part. Like, that happened to me, I'm like, and then there's that. Nope, this isn't that part. I don't think. placing the wrong block there. And at this point I'm filling up the walls a little bit higher because I realize I don't really need them. I kind of need them a little bit higher with how high I'm doing the roof. And in the end, it actually looks pretty nice. But yeah, like the very first world I played, what an experience. I was scared to death of creepers and monsters. And I think it was a time where they had no beds, so I was huddled up in the side of a cliff as I waited for night to come. I can't remember if beds were a thing back then. I definitely didn't do much in that first world. It was quite an experience though. Like, that very first world that you make, it will either make you love it or make you hate it. Or a little bit of both, I guess. Because, well, if anything, after that first world, I think I, didn't play for a while. I don't think I actually, really started playing it until right when until they released the Adventure update. What I played before that was definitely an earlier beta, for sure. And actually before that I did play the free version, which was one of the first alpha builds at the time. The free demo was an alpha build. That was kind of a nice way. Pretty much played in creative, and then you can place any block you wanted. But yeah, my first serious world, I loved what I did with it. I love the way that I chose to play that world. It was probably a pretty unique way of playing it. And it was mostly so I wouldn't get lost, too. Because, yeah, that was kind of a thing you would have to worry about. I pretty much starting from where I spawned. It's I built a tower, and then after that I actually used a nearby village as a landmark, and then after that I built a tower within view distance of the last tower. That was my goal for each area. It's sometimes I'll find a cave nearby and take the resources there, and then move on and make another tower. Eventually I made a mansion in a village, which served as the tower for it. And I like got into a desert, and I made a little desert oasis type area, which had like a pool and stuff. And then I eventually made my way on top of a mountain, making a little tower. And then eventually I was like, I'm gonna build a farm. And I went back to like some field from before and built a farm within viewing distance of a tower. So yeah. It's like everything I built was within view of a previous thing I built. And oh man, my first farm. Like when I got around to like making that farm, I had like some texture pack, and I believe in the texture pack the wood all looked the same. Like it was, they just came out with different types of wood or something. Or at least like the planks. They like just released different types of planks. And when I was building the barn, at least the roof, I didn't notice the stairs and the and like the normal plank blocks were different colored, because it was a time where the planks could be different colors, but the stairs could only be oak wood at the time. They didn't have multiple versions of it yet. Same with the slabs, I think. Slabs might have been. I can't remember. But yeah, whenever I go back to the world, all I see is a multicolored roof. And I've left it that way. Like, I kind of just want to keep it like frozen in time. I really like that world though. Then the next serious world after that was actually on the Xbox, when the Xbox version released. I really liked what I did with that one. Like, that was the first time I actually started making a railroad system between everything I built. And then there was and the only problem I have with the Xbox version is the fact that the worlds are a limited size. The worlds can only be so big. They can't be any bigger. Sadly, that was the limit of the 360. They actually still have a limit on the next gen consoles once they're released. But they are, I think they were 3 times bigger? Or was it 6? I can't remember. But they are definitely bigger. The problem with the Xbox versions is you could cross, well, after they added running, sprinting, you could cross the entire world in less than an in-game day. So that really made it feel real small once they added that. And that was like a thing that annoyed me on the Xbox version. Like, meh, it feels so small. I mean, it felt bigger when you couldn't run, but after you started to be able to run, that was kind of it. But the Xbox world I made was pretty nice. Thing I did like about the Xbox version though was you could use a controller. They did pretty good on the controls for it. And I honestly wish they would implement that into the PC version. I would love to just sit back and relax and play it on the PC with a controller. The only way I can do that at the moment is if I use a program to bind the controls to controller buttons. Which I do have something set up, but it's not like a perfect. It's like, I wouldn't mind if they kept it so you could still craft the normal way, though. Like, not include that crafting menu the Xbox added. It took away some of the fun. And I guess the other problem I have with the Xbox version is there's not too many achievements either. I got all those achievements pretty quickly. Actually, the original purpose of the railroad I made, like the original purpose was to get the on a rail achievement. Because you had to go a whole meter or kilometer, I think. And yeah, the purpose of the railroad was just to make a really long track. Could have done it on the surface, but to get the achievement, but I wanted to have a purpose. If I just made it to just get the achievement, that kind of would have felt cheap. That is one thing I do like about the Xbox, the achievement system on there. Like, it's like they have some pretty good achievements. Some games have pretty tough achievements too. And then there's some games that give you achievements just for doing basic things for the first time. Which seems a little cheap, but meh. As long as they don't give you much gamer score for them, I'm a little fine with that. They made actually one thing I like about Xbox is the gamer score part. Like each achievement gives you points towards an overall score. It's an interesting way to kind of compete with friends. See who can get more achievements. Do know there's like only a few people in my friends list that have more achievements than me in it. Yeah, on the Xbox. Or more gamer score. And there's some people that are kind of close. Suppose if anything, my gamer score would be higher if I played more Xbox than PC. That's probably the biggest thing. That keeps me from having more gamer score. I like playing things on PC. Though there are some PC games that can add to it. Like Arkham Asylum wait. Did Arkham Asylum? I think Arkham Asylum did, yeah. Arkham City did as well. GTA 5 was tied into it. Bulletstorm. I have Gears of War on PC. There was something else, I think. I can't think of what it was. I think I have something else. BioShock 2 was another one. Though, actually, now you can't get those on the PC version. Since they transferred the PC version over to Steamworks. Which I think was a nice thing. And they finally added controller support, which the original game had. Oh, ending. Okay, bye.